All right. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Wetzel. I am program manager of the Pre-Accelerator program at UC Venture Lab. And today we are celebrating the culmination of our 20th cohort of our Pre-Accelerator program with 14 strong teams of entrepreneurs who have early stage novel business concepts that they're going to share with you today. And we've worked with them to get their presentations of their ideas down to 5 minutes a piece. So we keep it moving. And after each presentation, we open it up to you in the audience if you want to ask a question or two. But we do keep it moving because we want to make sure that we keep your attention for all of these great teams who are working really hard to move their idea forward. So we'll just talk about Venture Lab for a second. We are in our 20th cohort, like I said, but that means that with this cohort, we have supported 242 teams so far through the Pre-Accelerator program. And 90 of them have received $5,000 seed money following graduation. So make sure all of you follow up with me after to get your $5,000, and that can be used for prototyping, market landscape, things like that. 90 is also the number of startups that we have supported so far in this program, and it's growing all the time. 50 are the number of teams that have come through the Venture Lab who have received larger state grant funding through our program. So that's anywhere between $40,000 and upwards of $370,000 per team. So we've allocated some significant funds directly to the teams from the state of Ohio and matched by UC. And then this final number is 2.5, and that is just in this last quarter, teams who have gone through, spent all the money that we have to offer them, they've gone out and raised an additional $2.5 million from the state of Ohio and from the federal government. And that's just in the last few months. So, we're seeing some real progress and growth in the teams that we support. And that's really where our program fits into this ecosystem, is that we provide support and knowledge and resources at that very beginning stage that makes these better investments and projects for people who want to enter the stream a little farther down without the higher risk. So that's, VCs and angel investors and customers. So we're really proud of the work we're doing and really glad you're all here to join us. I'm going to introduce the first person who's going to present to us today. And he is presenting on FunkiMint, Chris Peterson.
Hi, everybody.
I'll hand this over to you. Thank you.
All right, great. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. I am here to talk to you about a concept that I am tentatively calling FunkiMint, which is about functional tablets. So I want to start by saying that the reason I am here today is actually because of the woman who is on the screen here with me. And this is not a unique photo by any stretch of the imagination. But what is unique is that my wife, Ann, is actually in front of the camera instead of behind it. Typically, she's she's one of the 40% of American adults who is actually self-conscious about their smiles. So she's the one who's always behind the camera in our family photos, and she's never in front of it. And so the reason why so many people feel this way, and the number one reason why people are self-conscious about their smiles, is because they are concerned that their teeth look yellow. Of course, other reasons are things like their teeth aren't straight, but yellowing is the number one reason. And she feels this way personally. I've interviewed over 15 different adults throughout the course of the last 8 weeks, and this is a problem that almost every single one of them has, or it says to have. They're all self-conscious about it. And the target consumer who has this need is very consistent. They're people who indulge in things like coffee. They drink coffee every day. They drink red wine. They're often very social. So they get together with friends. They, and if they're not, maybe they work with a bunch of different people. In my wife's case, she's a nurse practitioner, so she's in front of people all the time. They tend to be very breath focused, and so they have gums and mints that are in their purses or in their glove boxes of their cars. And they tend to be, sort of mid-range extroverts. The problem that they have today, and this is the problem generally speaking, and this is why I am here, is that if you are concerned about your teeth being yellow, there aren't any solutions for you truly that enable you to prevent your teeth from getting yellow. There are only treatments. And those treatments include things like $650 professional dental whitening from cosmetic dentists, or over-the-counter products that you can spend a couple $100s on. They work very, very well, but again, they're very expensive, and they can cause in some people pain through sensitivity. So this kind of is what inspired me to think, why aren't there any products out there that actually enable you to prevent stains on your teeth? And so I'm excited to talk to you today about a product that I am calling Stain Killer, which is the world's first stain-blocking breath mint. The question is, of course, why a mint? Well, there are over 120 million annual consumers of whitening products in the United States every year. So there's a large demographic of people who are already engaged in whitening. There's 98% household penetration for breath mints, and it doesn't require a habit change. So you're not asking someone to do something new that they're not already accustomed to. This is a technology that's been around for decades, and it's very easy to make, and it's something that people can use to bookend their days or between when they brush at morning and at night, and it's something that they can do for themselves on the go. Between the breath mint industry and the whitening industry, that's a $10.3 billion global market size. So if you could get a little piece of $10.3 billion, you can make a lot of money. And both of these industries are growing right now. Breath mints are growing at about an 8% CAGR. By 2027, whitening is growing at about a 4.5% to 5% CAGR. So there's a lot of market opportunity here. Again, this is a product that can be made very easily. There are contract manufacturers all over the United States and the world that can do it. So it's not like it's an outrageous technical leap to go ahead and do this. I've thought a little bit about what would a go-to-market strategy be, and I think that there are two approaches. One is to license this technology once it gets developed to small whitening brands that are looking for new innovation. And then, of course, to test it on Amazon, potentially test a small brand of my own. And that's because Amazon is actually the #1 channel for teeth whitening products today. What I do want to highlight here before I close this out is that whitening mints may not be that exciting to you, but this is something that people need. And I view it as the first phase of a broader platform for innovation. So it's not unique to whitening mints. We're starting to see this old category gain some traction with some new startup brands. Two examples here. NeuroMints is a mint with, frankly, just caffeine in it. And they just recently got distribution in 3,500 Walmarts. There's another one that is called Flint Mints, which is kind of solves dry mouth challenges, and it's sort of the darling of the cannabis industry right now. So again, there are some emerging brands that are starting to get into this space, and I see it as a platform for innovation. So what am I here today asking for? First and foremost, I would like to partner with an EIR to take this idea to the next level and see where we can go with it. If anyone has relationships with food scientists or anyone who might be able to help me formulate, I would appreciate that. I do have a company in Maryland that's willing to do it, but I would love to work with someone local. And then if anyone has a relationship with any local tableting, small-scale tableting facilities or manufacturing companies that might be able to test some here, I would appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. I'm Chris, and thank you for watching this today.
All right, that's great, Chris. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Chris? Anybody?
All right.
Okay, well, you got his contact information up here, or you can contact me, and I'm happy to help you get in touch with him. Thank you, Chris,
Okay,
very
thanks
much.
everybody.